Oh, really? You didn't
even.
even.
We're live.
Oh.
We're live. Welcome back to the Top 15 Challenge. Mamas, please let your babies grow up to be cowboys. You are going to love this one. So it is round one of the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. I'm Kendra Dixon from Stall High. We're doing a little something online called Top 15 Challenge, and you are about to be blessed to get to see someone behind the scenes and hear her story and what it's like to be the mother of the cowboy who's sitting number one in the world, Shad Mayfield. This is Shad's mom, JoEllen.
Hi.
JoEllen Mayfield. Thank you so much for coming down here.
Thank you for asking me.
You've been driving for a minute, right? When did y'all leave?
We pulled out of Clovis about 2:30 yesterday. We got in about 2:30 this morning. So yeah.
You're no stranger to long road
Oh
trips,
no,
though.
that was normal. That's how we traveled when the kids were little. You know, we were those parents that pulled up, you know, in the middle of the night, waking everybody up. So the kids, of course, they would sleep and stuff, but that's how we traveled. I mean, that's, you know, and we did a lot of that. We did a lot of traveling, a lot of junior high school, even before that. I mean, and that it was just such a family. I mean, it was a good way to bring your kids up. We were together every weekend. We were around great people. And I mean, it's carried over to my kids today. I mean, just that foundation was just, I mean, a blessing. I mean, it's just, you know.
So did Shad always love horses? Or was there ever a time in his life where he didn't?
When he was little, he was a little pill. I'm telling you right now.
What? Our perfect hero?
Like, he was the little boy on the four-wheeler or the golf cart hanging off the side, driving around. You know, we always had lots of cowboys at the house, so he had an audience. So he was the entertainer. Yes, you know, he was a mess. I wish I could have bottled up some of the stories of the guys coming through and telling their stories of Shad. You know, he'd be the one hanging off the side of the golf cart and drive around and just antagonizing them guys. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
So did he ever get in trouble?
Oh, yes. Yes, he did.
That's
why I'm like, thank the Lord something happened. And I don't know, he wasn't scared of nothing. That boy wasn't. He wasn't scared.
So when did it switch for him? When did he go from like instigator, little pill to wow?
I know.
Fine young man.
Fine young man. Honestly, probably when he went in 2019 when he went on the road. I mean, not that it was probably before then, but when I saw a big change was when him and his dad went on the road in 2019. You know, he was still high school rodeoing and doing all that, you know, won the national high school finals. And then he was traveling on the road with his father, just them two. It was hard, you know. I was home taking care of everything, so it was miserable for me because I would get the phone call, Mom, Dad's doing this. Special call, Dad's doing this. I'm like,
And you're the mediator.
I'm the mediator. I'm the mediator from home. So anyway,
Wow.
Yeah. No, you know, I'm blessed with two great kids. So I mean, honestly, I'm so lucky. So
Shelby is equally amazing.
she is equally amazing. She is.
Graduated at what's her degree?
Business marketing from
Yeah.
tech right in the middle of COVID. Yeah. So, you know, yeah, extremely smart girl. And she
And beautiful and has an eye for fashion.
Yes, she does. And she's a good rodeo competitor. She just, you know, unfortunately, when the kids got to that point, you know, means horses, this and that, Shelby had to kind of take the, you know, the back seat as so, you know, and it was about it.
You know what I noticed about her though? Like, she's so supportive of Shad.
Oh, she's very supportive.
And it's just like you could just feel it.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
oh yes. I mean, she was that.
That's rare.
She was that sister that flew in. I remember think Shad, I can't remember if it was in 2019. He'd been on the road by himself and he needed some help. So I am so sorry.
Is that Shad calling?
No.
Anyway, while you got him on.
She was the sister that got on the plane, met him in Nebraska. He got in the back and she drove him. I mean, she
How
was
cool
a
is that?
trooper. Yeah,
Good job,
yeah,
Shelby.
I know. It was great.
So I've already asked you this, but people at home want to know: did you homeschool your kids, or did they go to public school or private?
Well, they went to public school. Well, Shad went to public school until 10th grade,
Mhm.
and then it was homeschool. I mean, rodeo, he just didn't have time for, so we needed to.
How did you navigate the public school system while he was? Because I assume he's been competing since he could
Oh yeah,
climb on in the saddle by himself, right?
yes. You mean handling on the road, being gone?
Yeah. How was that communicating with teachers? Because it seems like, it just keeps getting more difficult for parents to
Yes.
let their kids have interest in rodeo and skip
The
school.
community, Clovis. Shad went to elementary in Clovis till 6th grade, and then he went to a little school in Texaco. I mean, those people get it. So
Okay.
it was not hard. I mean, they got it. They understood. I know that was a big relief. Yeah, they know they got it. So they were always very supportive. Still are, still big supporters. So no, they just, I don't know. They just went to a great elementary, got a good foundation. And then it just went on from there, even Shad says, Mom, sometimes I wish I'd have gone to college. I said, well, son, it was, yeah.
There's still time.
There's still time.
Let's segue right into that. Tell
I
us
know.
about your career, ma'am.
I know. My career?
Yeah, so what did you do before the kids were born? And then
Okay. I was a banker. I was a mortgage loan officer until Shad was born. And then I got to luckily stay home and be a mother to my kids. And, I was the one, it was not easy staying home. Trust me. It was a big mind adjustment to try to, feel like you're still contributing when you, but I feel like that's one reason that my kids are like they are, because I was able to stay home. My mom and dad were very instrumental too, good grandparents. I mean, they just had a good upbringing, and I was able to stay home. I was able to go out there and saddle them horses, and we'd go ride and rope, and I'd untie calves. Of course, dad was, the main one. The mom was the one ironing the clothes, making sure the kids' clothes were ironed and looked nice for the rodeo and stuff. Yeah.
and she would take stuff to the school.
My mother was big about taking the kids wouldn't eat lunch at the school. So she was the grandma that would drop off the McDonald's Happy Meal every day or this or that. No, she was a huge instrument in my kids. Yeah.
Well, my first opportunity to really get to know Shad was in 2020 when he did an interview for us, an hour-long interview on the topic of horsemanship.
Right.
What is horsemanship? And he's just so, almost bigger than life, but not like superhuman, like just so comfortable in his skin. He's so mature for his age, and there's just a real ease about him. It's very easy to talk to him. It's very easy to be next to him. And we just all have, we hold him in such high regard and esteem for his accomplishments at such an early age, and how well he handles that. But when I saw him get his gold buckle, when I watched that moment and had an opportunity to meet your dad, right, and watch them interact, I was like, oh, wow. And I got some pictures as well, and I was like, to the rodeo world, we see Shad Mayfield, Money Mayfield, right? The professional athlete. We see that side of him. And to see him with his grandma, you could see how close they were, and you could just see that like little boy.
I know, right?
So proud of making his granddad proud. And oh my gosh, your dad. It meant more to him than all of us.
Oh, for sure.
And more than Shad. he was that was just the coolest moment.
was
I
very
feel so
cool.
honored to
I
be able
know,
to
I know.
have witnessed that.
I know, we were lucky to have it because that was during COVID and we were able to they were able to pull off the finals, and thank God it happened because, yeah, we got some great memories there. My dad passed away in January, so
I'm so sorry.
I know, yeah. So anyway, he was, oh yeah, he's Shad's #1 fan, so still is. Mom, give me a pawpaw.
Well, I just, at that moment, I was like, wow, what a family.
Yeah.
Like, what a family.
Yeah.
And it's just cool. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing your family with us
thank you.
and the story.
Yeah.
There are a lot of parents out there who are watching right now and struggling, like they want to help their kids succeed.
Right. Oh,
It's not always easy.
it was not at our house.
Okay. We don't lie. We want to know the real. So people want to know, like, how do you finance your own or your kids' rodeo dreams? How did y'all do it?
Oh my gosh, it was hard. Yeah. I mean, we had to go to the bank, borrow money.
Okay.
and we're still paying on it. Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's candid.
It is.
I remember
yeah.
Shad saying he didn't always have the fancy horses.
Oh no. No.
Sylvester started him on low price ponies,
Well,
and he had to increase value, sell it, and work his way up.
Yeah.
But he talked about everything he learned. through that
Oh yeah.
process.
Yeah, Sylvester put him on a lot of horses, so
Okay.
he had to learn how to ride a lot of different kind of horses. So that helped. That's helped him, obviously, right? But now he's spoiled. He has Rampage, so he's like
But he invested, right? When he got to the point in his career where he
Yes,
could,
yes.
he took his earnings. We were just talking about that with Lexi Brester.
Yes.
She's already at 12 years old. She reinvests into her
Wow.
career, and
That's
so her
amazing.
parents allot her. They pay her fees. When she wins, she has to pay them back, but she's allowed to keep the profit.
Right.
But more times than not, she pays her profit back,
Right.
so she can buy more entry fees.
Oh yeah. Thank God my kids did win when we were rodeoing, because that's
Mhm.
Thank God.
So let's talk about that.
Okay.
A lot of kids struggle with wanting to please their parents,
Right.
and that becomes the mental block. I did.
Yeah.
Because more than winning that pretty buckle, I wanted to make my dad happy.
Right.
And he would come over. I tell the story all the time. It's someone patting me on the leg. I'm sitting on my horse. In your mind. He didn't know that just
Oh yeah.
shot me through the roof,
Right.
and I got
Yeah.
so tense, and then I just overrode my horse, and I felt like I failed my dad, and it was just kind of this vicious cycle, which is what we're trying to prevent. There's going to be a learning curve with anything. We want to flatten the learning curve for you, and we want to prevent that learning curve from becoming a vicious cycle of mistakes.
Right.
So, did he ever struggle with a mental block of some kind that you had to help working through, or has it just kind of been easy for him?
It kind of has been. I don't know, honestly, if it's a gift, because it's something that so many struggle with. I don't know. He just naturally. I don't know. It never bothered him. I don't know. I don't know if his dad had a way with words or what. Because I was the mom at filming, so I wasn't there in the box or whatever. But
What about you?
me,
Were you anxious?
oh yes.
Okay, so what kind of
Still
things
am.
were going through your mind, or still do, that you have to battle and overcome so it doesn't overtake you?
Well, you just, you want your kids to do their best, and, financially, this sport is so expensive. It becomes like, oh, dear Lord, please, we got to catch this cab. We got bills to pay this month, blah, 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 So I'm that mom, and I'm going,
Yeah, that's a very real part of it.
oh, that's a very real part of it,
People
you know.
complain about, my daughter's into cheerleading and it's so expensive. That's cute. We pay that like every 6
I know.
weeks for shoes.
Oh, no, the reality of it, you gotta
So watching the numbers.
watching the numbers, it's I mean, it's stressful on a mother, you want the best. Of course, I'm so blessed, but still, even like it's fun, I'm that mother. I'm like this. Okay, Chad, are you okay? Don't break the barrier. Don't do this. I'm that mother. or sitting at home with the Cowboy Channel.
Yeah.
Shut up! Yelling at the TV, whatever. But no, I don't know. It came pretty natural. I don't know. Just to see the talent progress was just like, wow, God gave you a talent.
When did you realize, oh wow, like this is professional grade talent, the kid might have a shot? Did you always know it? Did you always dream that for him, or did you just wake up and think, this is
yeah, you do. You dream it for him, but I don't know. I mean, junior high school and up. I mean, I just saw him winning competitiveness, just kind of above his level that I thought, wow, there's something going on here. Yeah, I mean, this kid's got talent. He's gifted. And
how much does faith factor in to
faith
being a mom?
Oh my gosh, a lot.
A champion rodeo athlete.
Yeah. You not only are you worried about the arena, you're worried about them long drives. That I mean, it's God plays a big part in it. I pray every night, to keep my kiddos safe. I mean, that road is, you just worry. Your mother never stops worrying. We always worry. Even my son's 22 years. I'm worried. He's not supposed to be 22. He's still 2.
Right.
He's still little.
Right.
Yeah.
So what helps you with your faith?
What helps me with my faith?
Because some people right now honestly are struggling with faith. They think either God has forgotten them or God's mad at them, or
I struggle a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I do struggle.
Okay.
I do struggle.
So what helps you, get back on the path so it doesn't just loop in a negative circle? Do you go to church? Do you pray? Do you read? Do you listen to anything? What helps you?
I go to church and pray. I don't read my Bible enough. I don't read enough, of course, but I go to church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what kind of church? What's it like?
What's it like? It's Legacy Church. It's just actually they broadcast it from Albuquerque. The preachers out of Albuquerque, Legacy Church, and I went to school with him. Actually, I went to high school with him.
That's cool.
So it is cool.
Hi, Legacy Church. If anybody's watching,
I know. I
will shout out.
I went to prom with his little brothers too.
Aww.
So I mean, I know him. And just.
So what does you like about that church, or
what
that his style?
He is just like he does. I mean, he does not. He tells it like this. He does. He's straight to the point. I mean, he gets on points that you're like, wow. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to explain.
So does that help? Does that help, like, bring your mental state of mind, just faith, when you're feeling like, oh my gosh, like I haven't heard from him in however many hours, and then you listen to a message or go to church? Do you feel better when you leave?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
we all
good.
do. That's important. Yeah.
Well, and some people that I've noticed over the years since I've been doing this, some people have never really had an opportunity to experience church. Some people have had a bad experience in church. Some people love their church so much they would never even consider trying another.
Yeah.
So, there's so many different experiences and opinions of church. But I like to hear,
I mean, there was a period. I mean, I grew up Catholic. I went to a Catholic school for 8 years. I was taught by nuns. So, I had the ruler. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I was taught by nuns. So, wow.
So has it been hard to change your mind?
I don't know. It's been hard to change my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I got away from the church for a long time. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just now, probably in the last couple years, I mean, I don't know, life, I don't know. I just have gotten away from a lot of it.
And now you're back.
And now I'm
And
back.
it's not Catholic.
No, I'm not Catholic. Well, I'll go to the Catholic Church because my mom was, I mean, she never missed. She was, my mom's side, they're strong Catholics, so they did not miss. So I don't know if maybe I got burned out because, like, I said, I went to Catholic school. We were in mass before we went to class every day. So, and I went to mass every I don't know when I got out, probably in my early 20s, you know, but otherwise I was that faithful Catholic too.
So I'm just curious, if you're watching, let us know your story.
Yeah.
Have you born and raised in a church like me? I'm not going to church right now per se either since 2020, but things have changed for me and my relationship. So, yeah, we could talk alone now.
Yeah,
that we're gonna keep going, but I'm curious. So, have you had a bad experience? Are you neutral? Or are you curious? We want to get to know you too. So drop it in the comment section. And any questions that you have, definitely get your Cactus Backstage Pass so that you have an opportunity to potentially get your question asked in person while we're live. So let's circle to what you're doing right now, because I'm so proud of you. Third grade is such an influential age. My third grade teacher was named Mrs. Kissinger. She was beautiful like you. I just remember, like, I wanted to go to school. I didn't really like going to school, but I wanted to go to Miss Kissinger's class because she was so pretty and she was so kind to me. And I was super shy when I was a kid. So tell us what you're doing with kids.
I teach third grade. Yeah. I don't know. I finally at the ripe old age of 59, I graduated, got my bachelor's degree. You know, I put my education on hold, and I'm like, you know what? No, I'm gonna get it. And so, you know, when the kids were little, I was in there. I was a substitute teacher, a long-term sub. So I thought, you know, this opportunity came up this year for me to get a classroom. But even the kids like from 2-3 years ago that I long-termed, which when you say long-term sub, you're their teacher, period. You know, teaching, there's a shortage. So, but I will see my kids and they'll come up to me and hug me. And I don't know. I just have a bond with those little kids, you know, and I try to use my own kids' success and what it took for them to be successful and try to drive them. You know, the school is, you know, mostly Hispanic kids. So I mean, I just, you know, I have pictures of my kids on my board of them rodeo, and you know, and I told them where I was going, and they all came up, oh, Miss Mayfield, oh, you know. So
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to inspire them because I just feel so blessed how my kids are. You know, I'm like, thank you, dear Lord, you know. And so I want to do that. If I can reach one kid, 2 kids, I've accomplished something, you know.
I'm going to venture a guess and say that's not easy to do in today's school system.
It's very hard.
Thank you for doing it.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've raised your kids, and now you're raising other people's kids.
And you're exactly right. Yes, you're exactly right. So, I mean, like I said, you know, of course, you know, I'm as competitive as my kids. So, you know, my little classroom, we're gonna, you know, if we have a contest in reading, guys, come on, we're gonna win this. We're gonna, you know, I'm the coach, you know. We're gonna win this. I just want, you know, like I said, if I can change 1 or 2 little kids' life's path, then I feel like I've accomplished something. So
I know you're doing it.
yeah, I feel like I am. Yeah. They miss me. They love me. They, you know, I mean, I don't know. Our kids, you know, I don't know. In so many aspects, they've had to grow up so fast too that they've, you know, they see so much stuff that you're like, wow, you know. So
yeah,
if I can just be that hug for that kid that day, that you know, the little girl's having I mean, that's me. That's what I'm gonna do.
Well, how cool to be a kid in Miss Mayfield's class.
That's right.
So how long do you think you'll teach?
A couple more years. I'm gonna retire, you know, and that's 2 more. I mean, it's, you know, I'm no spring chicken, so I mean, it's exhausting. It's an exhausting job, you know. It is. It's hard. So, retire, and maybe, you know, that way I can go to more Shad's rodeos. So I don't get to go to a lot of them, you know, because
then you'll get to be the grandparent to Shelby and Shad's kids that your mom was to them, and
yes,
your dad.
I will be bringing Happy Meals. I don't do that, Grandma. I sure will.
How
But they don't
cool.
need to get in a hurry. Don't get in a hurry.
Yeah,
We can wait a few more years.
you got a bit.
You got a bit.
Do we have any questions for JoEllen?
I don't have any
Not
questions.
on
If you guys have questions, just comment or raise your hand, digital hand. But I do have blessings to you from them, and congratulations on getting your degree and
Oh, thank you.
and doing that.
Yeah, see, I'm a prime example. You can get it anytime. It does not matter.
Uh-huh. That is inspirational in
Yeah.
itself.
So did you have any reservations about going back?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But I was like, I don't know. I kind of felt like, here I am. Like I went to college for 3 years, quit, went to the banking world, and I just felt like, I'm this close, might as well, My kids are raised, they're doing their thing.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do this for me. So yeah.
Speaking of doing this for you, so what do you like to do? Do you have a hobby? Do you ride horses? Like, what helps you keep your mental sanity and brings you joy that's just JoEllen?
Oh, that's a good question. I do like to ride. I was little Jack. I was that little girl growing up that under the Christmas tree I wrote for Christmas. That's all I wanted was a horse. But Santa Claus did not bring me a horse. So I was 30 years old before I got my first horse.
Really?
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, little jackpots. I'm not a rodeo. I'm not, but I like to go to the jackpots, the 40s.
Yeah.
I'm the 40 girl.
That's so cool though.
But I've gotten away from when my kids were rodeoing and stuff,
Mhm.
So I don't know. Maybe Shelby's got a horse in the backyard that needs some. Maybe I'll
Needs
start.
legged up.
Needs legged up. Maybe I'll get out there and start legging it up. I don't know.
I think she should. What do y'all think? She can come
No.
be a part of Stone.
But everyone thinks Sylvester, yes, but my family has rodeo background. My dad, actually Jake Barnes is a cousin. Okay. Jake's mom, Tootsie, and my dad were first cousins.
Really?
So we have, so on my side there are rodeo connections too. So I'll take Jake Barnes, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Good one to have in the family tree.
Yeah,
Good,
so
good number to have in your contact
there
list.
are I just didn't have the opportunity to rodeo. Like I said, but that's okay. I've been living it for my kids. It's been wonderful.
So what is the best piece of advice you can tell a parent? Because sometimes parents want it too much for their kid. Some parents aren't supportive enough. Like, where's the balance?
Ooh,
How do you navigate?
That is a good question, especially being married to Sylvester and having him as that is a good question. We've had battles, I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that question, honestly. How do I balance it? I'm the mother. I'm just there. I don't know. I'm not gonna.
Did you ever critique his run?
Oh yeah.
Or what would you say if he was too hard on himself? What would you tell him?
What would I tell him? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know what I would tell him. He's probably saying that I probably more critiqued than Sylvester was. Sometimes.
Really?
Maybe so. Yeah.
Really?
Shut. Why didn't you get your hair or do this? Or why did you, I don't know. But I'm competitive too. So I don't know.
Well, so many parents
Oh
are.
yeah.
But that can backfire.
Oh, sure it can. Sure.
That can definitely
Mhm.
backfire. So whatever your recipe was,
I need to whatever.
rebottle it.
I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you. I just.
The Mayfield special.
I don't know. It would just all. It's just the way it is.
Well,
I
you're
don't know.
very humble.
I am very humble.
Thank you for.
I'm
sharing.
that mother that's very humble.
Well, you're very supportive.
Oh,
So the
I'm
times
very
that I've
supportive.
seen you, at the national finals
Yeah.
usually, You may not be very calm, but you look very calm.
Well, thank you.
You always
I
look
know,
so
yeah,
poised and put together, but not pushy.
no.
I mean, you're always in the background, so I'm really excited she agreed to an interview, guys.
Well, that's a yeah, because I'm not the interview person.
I do have one question.
Yes.
What do you think is the biggest life lesson that you taught your kids?
It's a great
Wow.
question. What's the biggest life lesson that you feel like you taught your kids?
Biggest life lesson. That's a good one. That's a hard one to answer. That I would love them no matter what. You know, I mean, we don't have to be perfect. I mean, we're gonna have, but I mean, God's blessed my kids with talent. Thank God, because that has helped. Honestly, their God-given talent has helped with that. It really has. So I don't know. I'm just a lucky mother. I'm just like, my kids blow my mind every day. I'm like, okay. Of course, I always say Shelby took all my good looks and Chad took all my talents. So now here I am.
Well, I think it's awesome that you credit God. It's God-given talent, but that raising two exemplary children doesn't just happen. So whether you're aware of it or not, you have instilled your poise, your frame of mind. I don't know
My
Sylvester as
humbleness,
well as you.
my humbleness. Because Chad, I feel like
That he
Chad's
knocks
there.
out of the park.
I feel
You did good.
I did.
You did good,
Yeah.
and that shows. So
I don't know. It was the mixture, just good morals, good family values, strong grandma and grandpas, just
did he ever want to quit? Did he ever have a time where he was so challenged where he wanted to throw it in the dirt?
oh, yeah, I'm sure he did. The thing with my kids, when they in junior high school, they didn't get to do other sports, even though they wanted to.
Okay.
It was rodeo or nothing. Chad got to play football up until 7th grade. I have video, little bitty. He was that little running back that them kids couldn't. He was just a natural there too.
Yeah.
He's an excellent little football player too. And Shelby was a great, she could, they just did not get to put the time and energy, but Shelby could have been an outstanding basketball player, volleyball player, but their dad was, if you're going to rodeo, it costs, it's an expensive sport. You have to put it all into here. We can't, so.
Therein lies the challenge.
Mhm.
You want to be able to give your kid everything, but sometimes you have to.
They might have to
prioritize
choose.
it.
They had to choose.
Well, they chose well.
Yes, they did. They did. Yeah.
Thank you for spending time
Well,
with us.
thank you.
Thank you guys for being here and being part of Top 15 Challenge. If you're new to watching these interviews, you're catching it on a live stream on a different channel, we would love to invite you to be a part of this. You can go to top15challenge.com, sign up for free, have a chance to win this brand new saddle. This is sponsored by our friend Stephanie Cross at Tennessee Real Properties. We're coming at you live from this amazing, beautiful Merhout trailer. I love Merhout. I love Merhout trailers. Yes, I love the construction. I love the way they feel. It's a lightweight trailer, but it's also real sturdy, smooth, and it is the best braking system. I'm just personally very fond of Merhout trailers. We're staying at Plaza Hotel. ADM feed. They're also making this possible so that people who can't be here, but want to, we want to put world champion wisdom in the palm of your hand so that it's very practical and very affordable. So we want to make it very convenient for you. Sign in for free at top15challenge.com. When you upgrade to the Cactus Backstage Pass, you're going to have an opportunity to win more things, okay? Like this beautiful piece of equipment that Shad probably never leaves the box without, okay? Has the Merhout brand on it. It's from Montana Silversmith. There are only 10 of these red caps in the world that are so high. So these are top 15 edition only. There's only 10 of them. So your homework for this today for round one in the top 15 challenge is to go share what did you take away from this session with JoEllen? Okay, what is your biggest takeaway? And what is one thing you've noticed about this rodeo family that you think the rodeo world needs more of? What's one thing you think they have done well and knocked it out of the park that we could rinse and repeat? And if we could bottle it, and we would sell it on shopsellhigh.com.
Yes, we would.
Little plug there. Thank you for being part of Top 15 Challenge. Thank you, Murray House Trailers, ABNP, Plaza Hotel right here in Las Vegas, Running Rose Performance Horses, Jake Whitman Performance, Barrier Con, the Lanyard Bit, dieselanddeathstretcher.com. Did I miss anybody, Lori? Lifeenthusiast.com. We're going to be hearing from Martin Patella. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you in the next video.